In my head, this is never going to work because you're getting further and further away from me and aren't going to be able to hear me.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gonna give them what they came for. We gonna take it up from last year.
What's up, everybody? It's Lance from Tribe 16. We get a lot of questions about a lot of the builds, and this is one that you've been seeing for a while. It's a good friend of ours, a longtime friend of mine. And we have been building this Jeep with Chad for many, many years. It's gone through a lot of different iterations. Regular small tire Jeep, LT power plant with a 10-speed. We then went to 1 tons. Then we went to a little more wheelbase. Most recently, we've had it in here. We've done a tire cage on the inside, stretched the wheelbase a little more, and went to a custom 3-link and 4-link. But he was ready to step it up. We've been to Moab and Colorado both in the past couple summers, and he was ready to take it to the next level to make those trails a little easier for him and maybe even try some stuff harder than that. So this is a little overview of this Jeep. Wasn't all built at one time. It was done over many years, like so many builds are done. I've done my own builds that way. This is just kind of a peek of where it is right now as he's ready to step up to hopefully even harder trails with his new custom suspension. Surely with 42s, this thing wouldn't still have stock axles in it, and this doesn't. We actually put the Fusion 1614 bolts in it a couple of iterations ago, knowing that he was probably going to eventually be here. They're a 72-inch wide, which is pretty wide, but we knew it'd probably eventually have a big coilover on it, which is what we've done now with the Fox 2.5s of the SCs and the air bump in there. That gives us a little extra width so you can get a good angle on the shock and plenty of room for that bump to go in there. But the 1 tons were a real integral part of getting this build to where it was going to be, having bigger tires. The rear is a 40 spline, got ARBs front and back, all of the stuff that goes along with that, the 1-ton steering. We also added bigger sway bars this time, and we kept the ride height about the same as it was on 40s. The ride height's low. That was important. He wanted it low, and so it's pretty low. We're still playing with the springs a little bit. We always do whenever we get one done. So you got to drive it a little bit. They settle a little bit. You load it up with all your wheeling gear and your cooler and all that stuff, and everything changes. We also put a custom cage in there. We started with a MotoBilt cage, added a few things on there that Chad wanted. At the same time, we did custom PRP seats. They're tied in, PRP harnesses, keep him safe in there. We got those front and rear. He can go on as hard a trail as he wants to. To get the custom 4-link in the back of this thing, you have to cut a lot of stuff out. To move the fuel tank, we used the MotoBilt tank on this. It worked out awesome. We want to have a big shock back here, obviously, just as important, if not more important than the front. And if you've ever messed with this, you know that you have to cut a ton of the frame out, cut a ton of the body out. Shock actually goes up inside of the tub. We've done all of that here, finished it all out. We made nice metal boxes for the inside. With the exception of not being covered by the carpet, it looks very stock. And we got rid of all of the stuff that hangs down below the axle that gets you hung up a lot. We talking to a lot of late model Jeep owners. All of that stuff hanging down under the axle is a problem for a lot of them, and they get hung up. And it was something that Chad didn't like about his Jeep, and especially when we were in Colorado, he was hung up on it a couple of times. And then moved the control arms to where they're not hanging down there with that. Get less rock hangers and still maintain good geometry, and a Jeep that'll drive well and wheel really well seemed to be the way for us to go to get him to the next level. So if you got a Jeep and you love wheeling, whether it's not built at all and you want to go crazy, or you want to take these steps to get to a very capable Jeep, or you got a very capable Jeep and you want to take it to the next level, or even have us get you past the Jeep into a buggy or something absolutely insane, come on down to Tribe 16. We can get you handled.